It's time for the Douglas Coleman Show. Mr. Smooth and Savvy is joined by guests from all walks of life, from the entertainment industry to authors to political and social commentators, the famous and not so famous, the controversial and the light and fluffy. We have it all. Now, here's Douglas Coleman.
Okay, please welcome to the Douglas Coleman Show, Dipal Shah. Hi, Dipal. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, doing fine, thank you. Thank you for coming on the show. Nice to have you here.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So I'm reading through your bio. It says that you came from pharmaceutical sales to complementary healing. That's interesting because there's a lot of battle, it seems, between big pharma and when you say complementary healing, you mean like natural, homeopathic?
Exactly.
Yeah, they're at opposite ends of the spectrum, aren't they?
Oh, yes. There's many avenues of complementary healing. I think when I was looking at it, there was about 80 different kinds of natural healing and complementary healing modalities.
What did you learn from pharmaceuticals that brought you over to the other side?
Well, several years ago, I was having this excruciating pain in my stomach. And I called the doctor. I made an appointment. When I went to the office, I'm sitting there thinking, of course, the worst. And he sat there for a few minutes, just listening to my story. And I explained, of course, where I was feeling the pain, what symptoms I was having. He basically got up, rushed off, handing me this paper to schedule an appointment for surgery. My jaw dropped because I couldn't believe that this was the only option that he had for me, literally wanting to take my organ out. And so in that moment, I thought to myself, is this really happening to me right now? Because I trusted that I was going to get the answer that I needed, but it wasn't something that I was really expecting. And I know how the medical industry works, right? As a pharmaceutical rep for over a decade, I knew exactly how this works, but I can't really blame him for how he handled this entire situation, because that's just what he's been taught. And so I walked out of the doctor's office and I look back at the conversation. I'm frustrated, I'm lost, and I'm really scared at this point. And I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, which way I was going to go. I just felt in my head as I'm recalling our conversation, I'm like, wow, he really misunderstood me. He didn't see me. He didn't hear me. What did I not tell him? And I took the blame back on myself. And I felt that, you know what, there's got to be another way. And so, of course, being the person that I am, I decided to take things into my own hands. And I'm like, you know what, there's an answer out there. Even though I don't know it right now, I'm going to keep asking God for help. And when I got home, I started to do some research, right? Google is a great thing. And I started to look up ways of healing the body naturally. And as a pharmaceutical rep, my logical mind kept saying, no, is this really possible? By doing some breathing techniques, can things really start to shift for you in your body? And it just sounded like woo-woo to me. And even though I come from this background of the chakras and Eastern medicine, I couldn't wrap my head around it. So I kept searching, and I'm like, you know what, let me give it a try. What am I going to lose? When I started incorporating certain breathing techniques and those twists and bends, the very first thing that I noticed, Douglas, was that my neck and shoulders that used to stay so tight started to relax. Because every time I'd go to the massage therapist, they're like, nope, you're really stressed. You're carrying all this tension here. And I didn't understand what that meant. But now when I started practicing these techniques, I started to see that my body was starting to relax. And the pain that I had in my stomach, it really wasn't that intense anymore. And so I took some more courses, various different courses, and what I learned was everything narrowed down to one thing, that it's all energy. And I believe that the mind-body connection to heal from the inside out is so important. And so today, while we're here, I want to share with you and everyone listening how we can tap into our own superpowers to heal our own body.
Well, it's very interesting because that's been debated for a long time, right? There's always been this conflict between Eastern and Western medicine. And when you see the connection between the big pharmaceuticals and the food and drug industry is another one.
Oh, yes.
You know, where, what was it? I was seeing that they just finally banned red dye number 3, which was known to cause cancer, was carcinogenic since the 80s. And so they banned it in, what was it that they banned it in first? But it was never banned in food until just recently.
I think, wasn't it Japan or China? I thought they banned it in another country before they banned it here.
Oh, they banned it in makeup because people were applying it to their skin and probably getting skin cancer. So, right, it was banned in makeup back in the 80s, and now it's finally been banned in food. But it's like one leads to the other. It's like this big circle. It's this conspiracy, you know, let's feed everyone in America poison, and then they're going to have to come and buy our drugs to cure their ailments. It's unbelievable. And it just makes you so skeptical of the whole industry. And apparently you were. It does,
and I think well, I think that's why more people are starting to, where they didn't believe in complementary medicine, are starting to tap into that, right? I mean, before, did you ever hear of hot yoga or any other kind of yoga? And on every corner that you look, there's a yoga class being taught, or meditation or breathing. I mean, back in the day, you never heard about any of this.
No. So it also says here that you're the CEO and founder of Ananda for Life. Is that how you pronounce that? Okay.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the company.
Yes. So Ananda for Life is a company that I created. It means divine bliss for life. And we help women all over the world heal their bodies, learn to heal their bodies through certain techniques and tools that they can use each and every day. I created my quantum body awakening modality in the process of healing myself because I wanted to bring something out into the world of tapping into the body and really looking at that part of us that is subconscious. Can we heal the subconscious? Can we recognize the subconscious? Can we tune into that subconscious part of us, right? Because most of us are working through 99% subconsciously, which to me, that tells me we're working on autopilot, right? Through different memory programming in our body. And I got tired of working through the programs and started to create my own new programs for my body. And that's what I teach the women that come to me, because a lot of these women, Douglas, they're coming with trauma, and they're coming with different problems in their body or stress that they've been dealing with. And I truly believe that a lot of what happens in our body is because we hold on to stress. This world is quite toxic, and that toxicity, I believe, is the stress.
Well, you mentioned that it's for women. Is your company only for women?
Well, I do have about 1% to 2% of men that do come for my services. However, most of my clientele is women.
Women, okay. So they would come to you. This is a personal one-on-one, or is it a group thing? Or, I mean, I'm picturing like a gym with yoga mats and everyone's sitting around meditating. How does this work?
For me, it's all about tuning into their body and talking to their body, seeing what is blocked in their body. What stories are they blocking? What limiting beliefs do they have? What programs do they have? What are they holding on to? And how can we shift the mind, rewire the mind to help them use different kind of affirmations or certain supplements or herbs, even food as a healing to their body. And when we incorporate these things, we're able to facilitate a whole harmony and well-being throughout the whole body. And so they're not coming with yoga mats, but they're just coming being themselves and sharing their story. And a lot of times we do offer group classes. We offer one-on-one sessions. I also have other healers that work for the company. We have 3 other healers. We have 2 females, 1 male. And it's really exciting time because many of the people that learn the modality over the 3 to 6 months, they start to wanting to create their own practice. And so I help others create their practice as well.
So what kind of testimonials are you getting? Are everybody getting positive results?
I would say that most people that we work with, when they put in the actions that we give them, the homework, like little things that they can do, small actions that they can take away. And when they start to incorporate those, because I truly believe that when we're doing work, it's not just the healing work, but it's taking away something within our sessions that helps people because they can incorporate these tangible actions in their life, right? Every day, whether I give somebody a breathing tool, like if their sinuses are blocked, and I'll be like, okay, so for somebody who has sinus issues going on and you're telling me to do this breathing exercises when I can't breathe, how's that going to work? But when they start to incorporate that, they start to see that their nostrils start to open up, the pathways start to open up, their body starts to recalibrate and accept that oxygen and the breath that's coming in, and they start to feel better. Okay, and all these different techniques that we use to teach people to take away, or affirmations, because I truly believe in affirmations and journaling and meditation. And those are the things that have helped people shift that mindset, because it's getting into the mind and knowing that we can create what we want in our life. We can manifest the things that we want. We can manifest great health the way we want. But it all starts with working with the mind.
Yeah, while you were saying that, last week I had a terrible head cold, and the doctor told me, get pseudoephedrine. They
yeah.
Which,
yeah.
The stuff is sort of the foundation of methamphetamine, isn't it? I mean, in large quantities, that's what they use. And I thought, oh, God, I don't really want to take that. I should have tried your technique, I think.
Over the years, I've been doing this work for over 10 years, Douglas, and I've seen so many, we have so many testimonials. I have hundreds of testimonials on my website, and there's so many stories that I could share with you, but it's beautiful when you can help and create that relationship with your body, which a lot of us don't have. We talk to ourselves, but we tell ourselves things that don't matter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that gets stuck in the body. That gets programmed in our cells. Now, here I am helping people rewire that, because it's time to awaken our consciousness and really find that true healing and that relationship with our body that we should have had all along. In schools, they don't teach us how to create relationship with our body. They don't teach us about energy. They don't teach us about affirmations or meditation, right? And now there are some schools that are going to those avenues, but I do remember speaking to somebody about incorporating meditation in their school, in their class, and they looked at me like I was crazy. They're like, "Oh, we don't bring religion into our schools." And since when was meditation religion?
Yeah, that is odd.
So I think there's a lot of false beliefs in these different modalities that are available to us. I mean, the gurus, and in India, a lot of what started out in the Vedas was all about meditation and how can we fine tune our intuition. That's what meditation is all about, is connecting with ourselves and our inner voice and that gut feeling.
We've got just about a minute left, and I want to make sure we get in the quiz. It says that you're promoting a quiz on your website. Tell us quickly what the quiz is about.
Yeah, so the quiz is all about working with your intuition and going beyond the 5 traditional senses of sight, hearing, touch, taste, because we have so much more, how we can sense energy, how we can sense, how we can trust ourselves. Because a lot of times we don't trust the answers we get for ourselves. So this is all about going inwards, seeing what your greatest intuitive senses are, and really uncovering your strengths.
Okay. I guess the last question before we wrap this up is give out the website where the quiz is.
Yeah. So my website is anandaforlife.com, or you could go to dipalshah.com.
Okay. And on the website, there's information if people want to contact you or find out more information about your company.
Oh, yes. Everything is right there. There's also ways in which all the events that are coming up, or where I'm speaking in person or virtually, classes that we're having that are coming up, and how you could get sessions with our healers.
Okay. All right. Well, Dipal, thanks so much for coming on. This was interesting, and best of luck with everything you're doing.
Thank you so much.